rise for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner up to the top.
A song for the temple steps by David. Truly, how good and how pleasant is the dwelling of brothers together. It is like the precious oil on the head running down onto the beard of Aaron, that runs down the edge of his garments. It is like the dew of Hermon that descends from the mountain of Zion. For there is the eternal ordained blessing, life forevermore.
To deliver greetings, I'd like to call on Ira Nudis, President of Columbus Torah Academy.
On behalf of the board, trustees, and officers of Columbus Torah Academy, I'd like to welcome you all here this evening, this graduation day. I tried about 5 times today to write something to say, and I had to keep ripping them up. So I'm going to try to go off the cuff because it was kind of hard today to put into words what I wanted to say. On the way over, I was talking with Laura. It seems like this is somewhat of an end, at least for my son Joey and all the kids here that I've been watching. We started with the kindergarten graduation, and then we had Haga Sidor, we had Siyos, we had plays, we had 8th grade graduation, we had Shakespeare, I'm going to leave a lot out. Now we're here for the graduation in 12th grade. I've had the great opportunity not only to spend time in school with a lot of these children, graduates, young adults, but I've also had a lot of time in my home. And a lot of time on the basketball courts. Harold, we've been there a lot of times for many games. So I watched them all grow from young, not really wild, not like me, but young children into fine young adults who make me very proud of what they've accomplished in a short time here at Torrey Academy. I think they will make all of us proud in the future for whatever they do. So, I won't go on too much longer. But I'll share one thought with you. I'm turning them because I don't want to talk to you. Share one thought. Sorry, everybody. Mark Twain wrote, "Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that. But the really great ones make you feel that you too can become great. You all can become great. Just make sure the people around you make you feel that way. Stay true to your course, stay true to your friends, stay true to your family. There's nothing you guys and ladies, young men and ladies can't accomplish in life to come. You're all going your own different paths, going all to colleges, Israel, where it may be. I only wish you the best, and I know that all of you will succeed. Will make Columbus Torrey Academy proud, your families proud, fly yourself proud. But if you all come back to be the leaders that you all really are, every single one of you, whether you believe it or not, are all great leaders and will be the future of Fly Israel's leadership in years to come, 3-4 years to come. Just remember one thing. The road to success can't be by an elevator. You have to use the steps. You guys are many flights ahead of everybody else at your age right now because of the education you've had here at Torrey Academy. Use it, keep learning, keep growing, and I only expect the best from all of you. And please, when you come back, the house is still open at Child's this afternoon. You're all welcome to come over anytime you want. I hope you guys come back and visit from time to time. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
It's now my privilege to present the 12th grade graduating class of 2005. They have written their own speeches on the theme of letters. It has been directed by Steve Guinan and Julie Moskowitz, their teachers, and it will begin with the salutatorian address by Nuriel Klinger and will conclude with the valedictory address by Robin Sussman. I proudly present the graduating class of 2005.
My parents would tell you that I sometimes complain that school is a lot like a prison. In prison, you get 3 meals a day, while at school, you only get a break for 1 meal, and you have to pay for that one. In prison, you get time off for good behavior. At school, you get rewarded with good behavior with more work. In prison, all expenses are paid by taxpayers with no work required. At school, you get to pay all the expenses to go to school, while the government deducts taxes from your parents' salary to pay for the prisoners. Maybe my comparison was a little off. Now, after my parents have paid off all the bail, tuition, it is time for me to walk free. Despite my many comparisons of school to prison, my days at CTA have not been all hard labor. Watching our 8th grade graduation video, I see much has changed. 4 years ago, I was less than 5 feet and had a high-pitched voice that could have taken me to stardom, but American Idol did not exist then. If you take a look at the tape from 4 years ago, you could see the fear as I got out to speak. That is, if you were able to see me over the podium. In fact, I stammered out the first line of my speech. "Does life really go this fast?" I asked. Nevertheless, you, the audience, found it funny. I realized today why it was amusing. When I said that line, I was serious. How could 9 years pass so fast? But as I watched the speech twice, 3 times, something bothered me. I was living in the past then. When we live in the past, it looks as though life has flown by. Instead of living in the past, we should occasionally, however, like old friends, pay the past a visit now and then. As we reflect on our high school experience, we try to see what we have gained and what we have learned. Perhaps we have all arrived at the idea that we will forget much of our days and high school experience here at CTA. But because of the experiences here at CTA, I am now the person I am. If any single part of my experience had been different, I would be someone else. I learned from both my mistakes and my successes. 20 years from now, I probably will not remember what lunch was served on Mondays, or the sunlight that bathes you as you walk through the front corridor. While my first day of school 13 years ago is still pretty clear to me, I know I have gone through a transformation as a person. I was a cute, shy, terrified little 5-year-old then, and I am now an 18-year-old, slightly more confident graduate. While I am still a shy person, I assure you, I don't sit next to the classroom door, crying, waiting, and looking through the crack of the door like a person who just got in prison for mommy to come pick me up. That was my first day at CTA, and today is my last. Now, for all of us, it is time to move on in different directions and look to the future. We will all face difficult challenges. There will be jobs to find, mortgages to pay, but if we try to find something to smile about as we overcome each challenge, things will not be so difficult. I once heard that a graduation ceremony is an event where the commencement speaker tells thousands of students dressed in identical caps and gowns that individuality is the key to success. Thankfully, unlike big public schools, Columbus Torah Academy is a small, private Jewish day school. And this small school atmosphere has allowed us to get to know the teachers and administration. Many of my teachers I consider more as friends who are there to help me reach my goals. I am thankful for those friends, and while I do not wish to single anyone out, those people know who they are. A thank you is not enough to express my gratitude. I would also like to express my gratitude to my parents, for I have been there through the good and bad, and for always believing in me and supporting everything I do. You have helped monetarily. As many parents realize, education is not cheap. Yet, even more valuable than tuition bills is your moral guidance. I know graduation day is bittersweet for parents, and today especially for mine. If parenting children through their school years is a full-time job, well then, after 26 years of raising my brother and me, you are finally unemployed. Congratulations and mazel tov to both of you, and I thank you.
of how I wanted to get out more than anything. But today I'm not asking for them. In the past year, actually the past few months, as the specter of graduation loomed larger and larger, I have grown to know and to love many people seated around me in this grade. Underneath each diverse personality that compiles our grade are people. Because for me, graduation isn't about the place, it's about the people. It's about us. Even though each person is very different and has their own ways of solving for X, or arguing Supreme Court cases, or writing a paper on Shakespeare's Hamlet, or playing the role of Martin in our Hebrew play, I wouldn't give up, and I would never trade it for any other grade, for any people to change toward me. As much as I wish for this date to come quicker, I'm not sure, now that it feels like everything's perfect, that I'm ready.
This year, we seniors went through the grueling process of applying to colleges, writing essays, filling out forms, and getting letters of recommendation. But this is a process we are quite glad to leave behind. But should I write the letter of recommendation for this class, it would be an easy one to write. All you do is highlight our strong points and conveniently fail to mention anything negative. But at the same time, be honest, which this class can truly be. Thus, may I present the letter of recommendation for the class of 2005. For Ariel, Matt, Robin, and Yana. Joining our class, the four of them fit right in. They molded our class and seemed, by their strong personalities, to complete the missing links. Ariel is intellectually upbeat and amazingly outgoing. Matt, with his unique personality, talking to him is anything but challenging. Robin, she will truly be missed for her athletic contribution to CTA. On and off the runway, Yana displays a beautiful image. For Eli, Dave, and Sasha, with the three of them together, no class could be dull. Their humor moved their classmates from their chairs to the floor. Eli, with his speedy advice on cars and skateboards, he brought much excitement to our everyday discussions. Gabe's jokes never failed to humor us as well as the teachers. Sasha, with his booming laugh, the halls are never quite silent. For Daniel, David Friedman, Joey, and Nuri, the four of them have always shown their excellence in and out of the classroom. And with their friendly and lovable personality, they will no doubt exceed. Daniel, our 6'7" senior basketball player, he will greatly be missed on the court. David was someone who could always be called upon to have a deep conversation with. Joey can always be found with a dictionary in hand, correcting us whenever needed. Nuri, our soccer and baseball star, you rule the fields. For David Strani and Scott, both of them have shown great dedication to their school spirit and in showing their participation in all they could. David, with his artistic input and volunteering part, he will truly be missed. Scott's extraordinary personality always brought our class together in hard times. For Beta, Sveta, and Tanya, the three of them could always be found laughing together, joking, and even talking about fashion. But I always know that when I needed a friend to talk to, they were always there. Beta, I know her graceful spirit and brainy style will get her far in life. Sveta, with her compassionate heart, she will have no problem achieving her goals. Tanya, with a smile on her face, she can brighten anyone's day. As we go forward, each in our own directions, our paths will have been strengthened by each other's personalities and qualities. I have no doubt that in my mind, each and every one of us will take what we have learned from each other and excel in whatever obstacles may come our way.
June 2nd, 2020. 2. Daniel Parrow, 12th grade graduate, Columbus Tar Academy. From Daniel Parrow, General Manager, the San Francisco 49ers. Santa Clara, California. Dear Dan, today is a big day. I know exactly what you're thinking, because of course I am you 15 years later. You're finally done with high school and are ready to move on. Yeah, I know you think you might miss your school and your classmates a little, but you know there's so much to look forward to in the future. Well, looking back on these past 15 years of your life, I know you are not completely correct. Let me say right now that I have made many new and close friends since graduating high school. I met them in college and through jobs I've held. I've had some great times with these new friends and will be close friends with many of them for the rest of my life. Yet all of these friends lack something that my high school friends possessed. When one spends 11 years with roughly the same core group of 20 kids, you bond with them in a different and very special way. Not since high school have I spent so much time in one setting with such a close group of friends. Sadly, I've lost contact with many of my CTA classmates. I still occasionally chat with a few of them, but all our lives moved in quite different directions since graduation in 2005. Looking back, I could kick myself for not making an effort to keep these friendships going through the years. Making new friends has been wonderful, but I do ask myself whether it is right to casually forget friendships it took 11 years to forge. I often wonder what some of my classmates are doing today. Could we have remained friends as we were before, or have we all changed dramatically through the years? As I sit in my office today, I think back to those days and reflect on how I felt the day we graduated. Allow me to give you some advice, DP, from one who knows where you are today and where you will be in 15 years from now. Take a good look around you on June 2nd, for this will almost certainly be the last time you are in the same room with all of your classmates. It is these very classmates and this very school that will give you the knowledge, skills, and experience that will enable you to achieve all the goals that are only lofty dreams for you right now. Trust me, you won't know how good you had it until that time is long gone.
Distant years ago, Columbus, Ohio became my home away from home. Feeling as though an immigrant in a strange new land, it was impossible for me to understand why my parents, who no doubt were sacrificing a great deal, would go to the ends of the earth so that I could get an education with a prominent Jewish background. When I say the end of the earth, I'm referring to the lovely, scenic, 8.5-hour drive from Scranton, Pennsylvania to Columbus, Ohio. Anyone who's ever driven to or from Scranton will tell you it's a real route. All jokes aside, it wasn't until this senior year that I acquired maturity to begin to see the bigger pictures in life. This revelation, you could say, also helped me to comprehend my parents' investment in CTA and in the general community of Columbus. I now am not only on the same page as my parents priority-wise, but am sure that I will go to the ends of the earth myself to ensure my children's education and foundation in Judaism. I look at students that endure public and private school systems that lack Jewish involvement, and my heart aches for them. Not inferring that these students don't get an eminent education. Rather, they are placed with a social burden that requires them to be twice or even 3 times adamant with their Judaism. Those isolated from a constant Jewish atmosphere have the added struggle of maintaining their Jewish identity. I would never want my kids to have to tackle the social pressures that may keep them wary of being open with their Judaism. Students have enough to worry about as it is. Judaism and its practice should be nothing shy of 6 cents. Columbus Torah Academy has not only made this feasible, but easy at that. Mom and Dad, you should already know how grateful I am for your decision to guard my future, but just in case, this is another reminder. Thank you for everything. I love you. It has been a privilege standing alongside you these past 4 years. I have learned so much from each of you and hope that in some form I have returned the favor. There are many rewarding experiences ahead of us all, and I look forward to cherishing those priceless moments together with you. Congratulations.
My mother has a favorite book. The title of the book is No David. According to her, this book was written about me. From what I hear, it was. I was a wild child when I was younger, always running around, climbing things such as brick walls, swimming in fountains and ponds. My first day at kindergarten was quite a day. I do not remember what happened, but my parents do. While my dad was talking to the teacher, I disappeared. They found me after some time in the boys' bathroom. I was hanging on the plumbing pipe near the ceiling. Throughout the years, I've had problems in public schools. I've asked too many questions into class. I wanted to know the hows, the whys, and the why nots. When I came to CTA in 8th grade, the questions were welcome and answered. When I came here, it marked the beginning of when I started changing. I became more independent while CTA, and I was able to settle down a lot because the teachers taught me in a way that suited my learning abilities best. For example, if I did not understand something, they would make sure I did and would explain it in a different way than before if they needed to. CTA has helped me feel ready to take the next step in life. They have taught me methods of studying and learning that will be extremely useful in the years to come, such as organization and taking responsibility for my own learning and growth.
Shopping spree at Nordstrom contest. Every year in the summer, I get ready to go back to school. How, you may ask? By shopping, of course. Almost every prominent memory that I have of my years at Columbus Tour Academy relates either to shopping or my friends, or even shopping with my friends. For example, on the 9th and 10th grade New York trip, my favorite day was the snow day, when all the scheduled events got canceled. That day, we had a choice of either having a snowball fight in Central Park or walking around the city. Naturally, I went shopping at Bloomingdale's with my girls. You may wonder what learning experiences were significant to me in high school. Let me tell you, 2 internships, both retail. One was at Dr. Mojo, a name brand jean store, for 2 weeks. The other was at Henry Bendel, a high-end cosmetics boutique, for 4 days. Of the 2, my favorite was the Henry Bendel internship. Its hours were shorter, which left me time to hop over to Nordstrom after work. But seriously, there are things that I'll miss about CTA. The small size of the school allowed me to become very close with my classmates and teachers. My family, my friends, and my school have played a big role in shaping my personality and giving me confidence. Hopefully, I will be successful at college, and for that, I'll have my CTA family and my own family to thank. Hopefully, I will also be able to thank Nordstrom for a $1,000 shopping spree to get me off to a good start in college. Fashionably, of course.
Dear audience, attending a high school graduation has become a yearly event. Every other year, one of my siblings graduated, and every year a few friends did. But today, I must say it's different. For once, I'm not the one making faces at the graduates while they're speaking. My family's sitting back doing that. This, of course, is a disadvantage to being the last to graduate. But being the youngest had some enormous advantages. I never took home a history or math book because I knew I had few copies laying around that my siblings had. I could always count on my older brothers to build me a nice project and then show me how to present it. And last but not least, I loved knowing that the shots rained at CTA would end with me. This was always a comforting thought to teachers who taught my brothers. But as the end hurried in fast, I came to realize that after today, I was not going to be part of CTA anymore. And this idea made me reminisce about all the great times I had here. In the beginning of 10th grade, my mother received a letter from Mrs. Hirschfield notifying her of my numerous party and telling her about my first Sunday detention. I wasn't scared of sitting through a detention. I was scared of dying of illness during it. I came to my detention on time and with a book to read, but I soon found out that book would not be open. I walked in, and Robert Ellis was monitoring our punishment. I was surrounded by friends, classmates, and fellow students. We started out by just talking about politics and different things, and before I knew it, we were all in the gym running laps with Robert Ellis. After we exercised, we headed back to the library and sat around talking. At one point, Rabbi Elvis referred to us as the Breakfast Club, and later I found out why. As we were leaving our detention, a few friends and I headed to blocks to get some breakfast. Apparently, that was how they celebrated their detention, and later I would too. This one instance was just an example of how close everyone here became over the years, and one of the reasons is because of some unique teachers, like Mrs. Berger and Mr. Guy. They made each class interesting, even when the subject wasn't, and for that, we're all very grateful. And teachers like Mrs. Katz, Mrs. Hirschfield, Rabbi Greenberg, Rabbi Cohen Jr., Rabbi Ellis, and Rabbi Millen, who taught me lessons beyond textbooks that I will take with me no matter which path I follow. And lastly, I would like to thank my grandmother and the rest of my family for everything they have done for me over the years. Sincerely, Tanya.
Dear world, in the summer of 1992, my adventure at CTA began. After a few brief hours of interrupting the teachers, I found myself sitting in our mom's office. This visit was the first of many. Later that year, after having scissors strung just millimeters away from my left eye, I was the first and only one to be switched to the other kindergarten class. I then discovered that being social was inevitable. I soon developed a tendency to use the art of speech. In 4th grade, I was awarded the Gift of Gab Award. This was a harbinger for whom I would become. In addition to talking with fellow classmates, I also enjoyed chatting with parents and, of course, school faculty. Despite countless reprimands by LYLs, we still managed to discuss the stock market and the business world. In my adolescent years, I discovered the harmony in being part of a bigger whole. In soccer, one may score a goal, but it takes many to defend half the field. In NCSY, one may receive an honorary award, but it takes a diligent group to win Chapter of the Year. It only takes one to recall memories from the 2004 March of Living, but it takes thousands to form a living march. On graduation day, one speech may be remembered amongst the rest. However, an entire class is required for our graduation to be commemorated. No matter how great or small, we all play a part in God's master plan. Together, call each our will to perfect the world. Almost 3 weeks ago, I returned from the land of Israel. Many people have asked, has Israel changed you? I tell them that it was not about change. It was about refining the tools and abilities divinely entrusted to me in order to become a better son, brother, and leader. Being away from my class for so long gave me the chance to appreciate all the relationships I established here. And after an 8-month absence, our memories have held firm and our friendships everlasting. I've enjoyed being reunited with my roots in these last waning moments. In yeshiva, I pledged to read 35 books this year, and I realized that the greatest motivation is not in finishing the entire book, but rather in completing a single section. While a book represents an entity within itself, the individual chapters are what make up that work. Throughout the book called Life, we were always going through the process of finishing one chapter and beginning another. And after 13 years of being part of the CTA student body, I have the privilege of joining my peers in celebrating the end of the biggest one yet. It is our honor to stand before you all today as we take one last look at the people we've become, the lives we've led at Columbus Store Academy. Mom, Dad, Ronnie, Adam, and Antoine, I love you very much, and I thank you for all you've done. Very truly yours, Scott Jared.
In my freshman year, before Miss Golden, my English teacher, came to class, I decided to hide under her desk. She walked into the room and managed to teach the entire class without noticing where I was. At one point during class, she told my fellow classmates that it's really quiet in here. Towards the end of class, when everyone was given, Miss Golden realized why. She was actually quite impressed with how silent I could be for 40 minutes. The past few years since that time, especially this semester, many of my teachers know my love for CTA has not been hiding. It has been a biggest fear that my classmates have created for me, and one that I discovered I can fulfill. I found that place has been not as a follower, but up front as a leader. For that place, and for my memories of those times, I thank my classmates. Yours truly, Sasha the Great.
Looking around, I see friends and teachers I've had in the past. From here, the graduate, it seems strange. It must seem strange to you guys too. Eli Belidi and his classmates, graduated, finally. But sure, I may not have set the academic world on fire. In fact, I may have had senioritis in the last 4 years. Yet shirking all my work did teach me a valuable lesson. That with enough coffee, any project can be done in now. Next year will be a big jump for us. We have become so accustomed to a small class and teachers who actually care about us and our futures. Unfortunately, next year, most of our professors will care more about the next dentist appointment than whether we understood that Kuiper's problem. but that is a harsh reality that we will have to face. And with this comes the realization of stepping closer into the real world. So with this, I would like to wish you guys the best of luck, because they're all going to need you. I would like to thank my parents, for without their persistence and nagging, I would not be here today. Oh, and I'd like to let my class know one last thing. I'm sure we'll do well this time. I will miss CTA, and I will miss my dysfunctional family. Thank you.
Letters. We all got them this year. We got big ones, small ones, thick and thin. We each check the mail on a daily basis, especially towards the end of March and beginning of April. We each hoped for the favorable letter, the one that began with congratulations, but the one that began with a sorry or an unfortunately or a sucks to be you. We're always They're being convoluted in political language, of course, but they ain't clear enough and black enough to be read through the thin envelope. These letters spelled out the difference between what we hoped for and what we got. No matter what the verdict, they will take us somewhere new. Some north, some south, and some to the Middle East. We have all traveled further within our minds this year. We have exhausted our thoughts as we tried so hard to predict what the letters would spell. We played a lot of word games. After tonight, the familiar will begin to dissipate as we leave our homes and our parents and our friends behind. But letters stay with us. They may morph into emails to our parents and friends from abroad, or it may be this one I'm reading to you tonight. And as letters usually end with a goodbye or sincerely or something to that extent, this is too sad of an occasion for that. I choose to end this letter with, thanks, it's been great.
Dear Diary, letters, the building blocks to words, words like hello and goodbye. I personally don't need real experience with the word goodbye. I've said it countless times, and a lot of the times there was no meaning behind it. Every time I said it, I knew I would be seeing that person again. This time around, it's different. This time our goodbye will be final. The words carry unspoken thoughts and numerous memories. At the end of each year, we all say goodbye and have a great summer, knowing that we'll be seeing each other in a mere 2 months. And this isn't in any shape or form sincere. It's just a customary form of departure. We come back to school, exchanging our summer experiences, and say how much we've missed each other. But did we really? We might have missed the environment because we weren't constant with our classmates. But within our false departures, we knew the truth. That missing was temporary. The finalities were for other people. Now I've realized that this year when we leave, we aren't going to be coming back. That things won't be the same. With that in mind, I'm not sure I'm ready to say goodbye. But today, I'm going to say those words for the last time. And for the first time, I'll be saying them with sincerity. I won't be seeing my friends in 2 months. In fact, I might not ever see them again. That's a scary thought. I never thought that saying goodbye could be so difficult and emotional. Maybe because I'm just not ready to let go. Goodbye is going to be the one word that will leave me missing everyone for years to come.
On our graduation day, we get congratulations from everyone we know, but it's really a time for us to say thank you to the people who made it possible for us to be here today. Today marks an achievement of endurance as much as scholarship, and I know you will understand that the endurance was as much by our parents and teachers as it was by us. Hopefully this will not be the last graduation day for me or any of my classmates. We look forward to graduating from college and graduate school before we find our places in our careers and our professions. But to get there, we first have to be here. And so today gives new meaning to the word commencement. I'm one of the graduates who went through our academy for an entire 13 years. From Mrs. Johnson, where I played in kindergarten, to this year, where I escorted a member of the class of 2018 into the school. When I was thinking about my 4 years in high school, I realized that we started high school in September of 2001. A time of profound trauma for all Americans. And we were here during the bloodiest days of the Intifada for Israeli men, women, and children. The innocence of our childhood is behind us, and the world we inherit is full of serious challenges. Yet, we do not go forth with a sense of foreboding. Rather, we embrace a sometimes chaotic world with optimism and self-confidence. My letter is a letter of appreciation to my parents for all they have done for my family and our community. As role models, my parents have set the bar high, and I hope that someday my children will think of me the way they think of my parents. I also want to thank the many teachers who have taught me so much inside and outside the classroom, both in secular subjects and in Judaica. I believe you have given me a strong foundation for future success. I also want to thank the principals, Mrs. Hirschfeld, Rabbi Abbas, and Mrs. Seth. Finally, I want to thank all my classmates for your friendship and for making this high school experience something we will never forget. All of us now go in different directions, but the memories of CTA will stay inside of us and is something we will always share.
Dear class of 2005, teachers, friends, and families, I have been here in this school with this class for the past 2 years, but sometimes it feels like I've been here all 12 years. Even though high school comes to an end, new adventures and journeys are still in our way. It's still a long road ahead of us. Now the question comes straight at us. What will we do with the next few decades of our lives? Some of us will go to college, some to Israel, and others right in the workforce. In this case, this may be our last time all here together. This is also a time of hope for our lives may overlap. If we haven't already, every person in this class one day might affect each other's life in some way. They may be a doctor, your children's soccer coach, or even a co-worker. There is no way of telling right now what our future will be. We do have and know our goals, which we put in front of us as we make decisions about our colleges. And hopefully, all of us will go as long as it takes to make our goals come true. There may have been times when high school was frustrating, stressful, demanding, even physically, mentally, and emotionally drained. But we'll live through it, and we'll do the same in our future. We are graduating today with a smile and pride in our eyes. We will always remember this day as the happiest one. I want to say thank you to my mom that had enough patience helping me out throughout high school, Mrs. Hirschfeld, Rabbi Elvis, and Mrs. Schatz for always being supportive for our family, and also all teachers, friends, and families that made this day happen. I wish every one of you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone in my life, my parents, my teachers, my friends, and administrators who helped me get to this point in my life. I also want to wish every one of my classmates luck in whatever endeavor they choose in their life, whether it is going to spend a year in Israel or going to college. Good luck.
Another school year was over, but this one was different from all the others. Come next fall, and I'd be at a new school away from home, following the next step and an inevitable sequence, like the letters of the alphabet. Daring to start the next phase of my life, high school. Each day, a new challenge to fit in, to find my place here among an established community. For me, a shy girl with practically no life outside school, friends were hard to find. Gradually, I adjusted to the pace of my new surroundings, but found myself bored after school each day. High school alone was not enough for me. I decided to pursue some other activities to fill my leisure time. Join the basketball team, I thought. Make some friends, break the ice. Kind of a random thought from the girl who couldn't make a layup in junior high. Lo and behold, I guess I had a bit of innate talent, mixed with an extremely competitive nature and an athletic drive. My experience on the team indirectly forced me to open up to my teammates, to my classmates, and then to people in general. Naturally, after some time, I found my niche in my class, on the basketball team, on the volleyball team, on yearbook staff, and my insecurities. Questions constantly nag me. Robin, what are you doing here? Stop worrying, I remind myself. Take some time to look around you and reflect upon your life, unique with a surrogate family, and muse about the future. Unwind your hopes, fears, memories, and desires by trusting them to others, to your friends, to those who can cherish them with you. Value each other, your faith, your teachers, and especially your parents. This coming from a girl who hasn't spent more than 3 days with her parents every 2 weeks while school was in session for the past 4 years. You don't realize how much they do for you until you have to do for yourself. We need each other to help us get by through the hard times and to join in our celebrations. Except this time, today marks our last celebration together as a family. Graduation. You can only guess at what will happen next, unlike the predictability of the alphabet. But my final advice to you, don't be afraid to take that first step. Zero inhibition.